Final match in Group B, Rush versus Roxy, aka Strixel. We'll go with Strixel here for this. I got my colors right too. In the red, in the far left, we've got Rush. And in the green, Furious George, aka StrixelPunk, in the green. Final match here. So the loser is eliminated, and the winner will get the second place in the group and move on to the playoffs. So we got Squizzard here, Squizzard Falcon, MG Balloon. So pretty stable stuff here. Squizzard is never a bad idea, and Squizzard Wolf is great. Tier 1 along with Wolf is very good this patch. And late game, can never go wrong with a lot of Falcons and some Balloons. Yep, Furious George is Strixel and is also Roxanne Kaiser. Yep. Rush over here on this side, otherwise known as Pigeon Rush. He's got pigeons. We've got some Squirrel Cam, Falcon, Boar. Very meta here, actually. The mine's also super meta, so I would say the pigeons are not necessarily meta, but everything else about the deck is, and pigeons are very good with Boar. So, very nice. I'd like to see how Rush is gonna play this. Oh, this is the last match. Give me a second. All right, well, we'll cast this here. We'll see how it works out of order. I'll cast all three regardless, just in case we get them. You know, if it was a 2-1, for example, and the order I cast them in ends up with a 2-0, I'll cast the others. Sorry about that. All right, so it looks like getting up into that full Squizzard here. Moving out. Now, if you just have... Oh, nice. Nice. That's actually a decent amount of value. Now, if you move out with your tier 1 and your opponent has also been building nothing but tier 1, you're likely to lose the fight because defender's advantage. However, yeah, so this fight, for example, is 100% got to go in favor of Rush. However, sniping the mill a couple of times is nice for value. I just want to put that out there. Now, interesting, building the turret and then fighting in front of it means that Rush is going to have enough to actually kill the turret. I think building the turret and then fighting at the turret, or slightly behind it, would have been better. Now, I think if Strixel can hold here, though, this is still an okay position because of sniping that mill a couple of times. Yeah, so that Warren actually survives, which is insane. So Strixel's actually just fine. She didn't even need the turret, to be honest. Just another Warren would be good. Since Rush lost that forward base twice, I'd say it's still pretty even. Maybe slightly Rush favored. Rush is feeling safe to get that base again. Has 12 squirrels and some pigeons. Strixel here is going to be able to fight. You don't want to chase in front of your MG quite so much here, but, you know, trying to get the pickoffs on these extra squirrels is always good. It looks like one mine there might be helpful in this situation. There it goes, yep. You know what? Those pigeons might not have helped Rush out as much as they were hoping. Pigeons can be useful, especially with higher tech units that have more hit points, or just sustaining pushes. But, you know, if every one of those pigeons had been an additional squirrel, I think Rush would have held this push. As it is, I'm actually really preferring Strixel's position right here. It's pretty even, though. We're still on 4 tier 1 Warrens versus 4 tier 1 Warrens. Nobody's gotten any additional farms, and it's 6 and 6 versus 12, so it's actually completely even on Warren count, which is very strange. There's that mine. Nice snipe on the mine. Now, Strixel has an MG as well, so I would say probably good to play defensive with that MG, stay behind and greed up, or sell the MG and get some more tier 1, you know, something. Rush here, also trying to get some farms and those pigeons again, so all of that scrappiness aside, it's pretty even at this point. So a pretty good game. Strixel is super aggressive with the Squizzard. It's crazy. Squizzard can be one of the best early compositions at defending because you can pre-position, say your squirrel's here and your lizard's here to have a nice arc of engagement. But Squizzard isn't necessarily that good at being aggressive. It's not as good as pure lizard at just a straight up fight against squirrels. And you can end up with this kind of like filtering forward where the lizards are going to get killed. It's going to be way too many squirrels for these lizards. And then they're going to, like the squirrels are going to crush these lizards and then crush those squirrels. So if you're going to attack with Squizzard, you have to make sure your squirrels actually get the first shot and then your lizards run in. So right here, fight goes pretty good for Rush, and then the rest of the army comes in for Strixel. So I mean, considering that wasn't like the worst trade ever, but it could have gone better if the lizards and squirrels had engaged at the same time. But honestly, like, that's just a general tip for Squizzard, but I wouldn't have attacked at all at that point, because you have, again, 12 tier 1 versus 12 tier 1. It's in favor of the defender, so I would have just not attacked. But if you are going to attack, you want to make sure to not filter your lizards ahead. So there you go, for what it's worth. Alright, so Strixel here playing pretty defensive, trying to use the MGs to greed up and get an edge on eco, which is a very good use for MGs. Might be slightly overkill on them. You also want to be able to tech up. Again, you've got the 6 lizards and 6 squirrels. If you preset them up, you can have a very good engagement. Whereas Rush only has 1 extra cam here, which is, so definitely Green has a slightly bigger army. So here we go. We're going to get some tech, maybe Falcons. Okay, not bad. Maybe some more Falcons, looks like. Yeah, okay, double Falcon. Now, double Falcon out on the map like this, it's going to be rough because there's no good tank unit for it, but defensively over MGs, it's going to be almost unbreakable. It's going to be very, very good. But the more Falcons you get, the better they function. So we'll see how they're used here. Masked Lizard can be kind of a tank. Wolf can be good. Balloons are turrets crawling forward on these bases. Since this map is kind of linear, if you just grab another base, put some more defenses down, and use your Falcons with the defenses, that can be very strong. It looks like Strixel's actually just microing just the lizards and the squirrels over to here, leaving the Falcons at home. So interesting setup for a base trade. I think Rush is ready for it. Oh, 100% ready for it. Let's pull back here. Okay, interesting actually. Just totally baiting Rush out of position. I think Rush is going to be fine, but I really like that move. It's a very nice move. Unfortunately, you lose a lot of units just for 1 pig, but I like it. I like it. It didn't work out, but I like it. More Falcons. Rush getting some more cams. Okay, here we have the lizards kind of going out in front again. You really just want to leave the lizards behind. Rally your whole army together and like slower. Or just rally the squirrels for a while. It's kind of tough to get the Squizzard micro and army movement down safely. It's definitely a fairly advanced thing, but I think you could definitely do it. All right, that's a lot of Falcons. Okay, unfortunately, Lizard's getting knocked off again. So if Strixel plays defensive here, getting that mass amount of Falcons, you don't want to attack right now at all. Definitely, because most of your money is being built. But if you can put down some MGs here in the front, nice, and play defensive. Problem is, the minute Rush decides to engage, this is going to go very Rush-sided, very one-sided for Rush. Yeah, that was really brutal. So a lot of good ideas, but I think Rush just has a better fighting force. Like, just Squirrel Cam Pigeon is just beefy, beefy, beefy. It can take a lot of small engagements and just continue to get value. Whereas the Lizard Falcon MG is a lot spicier and doesn't really lend itself. Now Rush here is not rushing things. Gonna maybe get into some Falcons, but I think they realize that there's not enough to defend here, so this is just going to be a killer push. Very patient play from Rush. Just not being killed by anything and eventually getting ahead. So some solid play from both sides for sure. Okay, I'm going to get into what is written here as game 2. Rush versus Strixel. Whoopsie. Rush here in the red in the bottom, and Strixel in the green. Same deck from Rush. Very solid, like we were saying. And Strixel with a totally different style here. We've got ferrets, we've got foxes, so very poke-styled. Ah, I see. Okay. Strixel saying, misjudged how ahead you were from the mill snipe. Interesting. Right, right. I mean, the further along a game goes, the less leads like that matter. But yes, that's fair. Yep. And the fact that you're trying to count how far ahead you are and stuff like that is a great thing, because that's something that can improve. That's like one of the things that high-level players, premiers, and the like can really do very well, is count food and judge how far ahead they are and stuff. So definitely keep thinking like that, because that's going to lead to a lot of learning and growth, I would say. It's helped me a lot anyway. I've gotten a lot better in the last couple of weeks, even just by trying to think like that as well. All right. Looks like Rush is really thinking about, there we go, an expansion. Definitely a bit risky just to have one Warren. You definitely want to try to throw down a second Warren, like right here somewhere, like ASAP. There's the second Warren. In time. Looks like Strixel's also going for an expansion, so we're going to have kind of the gentleman's agreement, if you will. That's what people have been calling it. Just to not attack. Listen, I'll greed up and grab farms, and you greed up and grab farms, and we'll both be fine. Both sides going up to 3 tier 1 Warrens, 3 score Warrens, and then just farming up. I like Strixel's position right now because that 10th farm is faster, but other than that, it's really even. Rush throwing down some mines for visibility or defense. Well, both, really. And some more Warrens. So Rush is feeling maybe a touch pressured. And Strixel getting some cams out. Very nice. I actually really like this tempo, this build, if you will, from Rush. Or from Strixel. Getting 2 or 3 tier 1 Warrens, some expansions, some farms. And with good scouting, knowing you're not getting attacked, getting some tech right then. It's a very good middle-of-the-road build. Pretty decent from Rush here as well. A little bit more army heavy with the mines on the map and the 4th tier 1 Warren. And then getting into cams off of 2 farms. So a little bit more beefy from Rush. So I would say if Strixel plays defensively, I'd definitely give her the edge here. But all in all, 2 very standard builds. Pigeons, though, a little less standard. I don't see Squirrel Cam Pigeon all that often. It's not bad, though. So I'm interested to see how this goes. Strixel, big eco lead here. Definitely big eco lead, and going to turn that into more tech. I love it. Now you just want to make sure you play defensive. Do not move too far forward with your army. You've got defender's advantage if you sit on top of your pigs or on top of your Warrens. Controlling this high ground is nice. Okay, the turret goes down. So that now becomes a nice point to try to defend until your cams can get up. Rush here also farming up a little bit later, so very even game so far. And it looks like Rush is in no hurry to rush, if you will. Just gonna grab a 3rd base here. Maybe grab a boar or some falcons, or what are we gonna see? The boar goes down, and for Strixel, the fox. And kind of a push as well. Now you've got 3 cams and you've got some pigeons, so mines don't hurt as much. But the problem is Rush has a superior squirrel count, so I think Rush should easily be able to hold this here. Okay, a couple of cams go down on both sides. All the cams are finally erased, and Rush has the superior squirrel count at the end of the day. So despite having the extra cam, Strixel does lose the fight there and loses the pigeons as well. Now, I don't think Rush is going to be able to counter push here. Not with the turrets. But that was overall a good trade for Rush, I would say. Yeah, good trade for Rush overall. Oh, that is funny that those MGs actually damage the MG too. That's funny. All right, both sides getting up into their third base of tech. Don't push, though, while you're building the Fox. Yeah. If you're building tech and stuff, you don't really want to use that time to attack. Both sides need to be playing definitely defensively, waiting for the boar to come out, waiting for the Fox to come out. The aggressive posturing is making me nervous. Falcons for Rush, which is actually good for Strixel, because the Fox is going to be able to snipe Falcons and get a lot of value very easily. Now, having said that, Strixel doesn't have a very good answer to the boar. I mean, Fox can eventually pick off a boar, but it'll take a while. And MGs are okay, as long as you're like spreading your army out so the boar's AoE doesn't get a lot of value. But I'm a little worried about just a straightforward... Ooh, also the mines. Mines are scary for a Fox, for sure. Picking off pigeons is value. I'm just worried about this straight-up boar push might just do a lot of damage. Okay, Rush's commander actually goes down, which is good because now Strixel can kind of control the fight. Ooh, keeping the Fox alive is good. You probably want your... Okay, Rush actually backs up very nice. And there, the Fox goes picking off a Falcon. Ferret pops out. So that actually... I like where Strixel's at, except one mine hit and that Fox is in deep trouble. Nice snipe on a cam there. And see what I mean? The boar can eventually go down. So this is actually turning out very good for the Fox player. And with the ferret, the ferret's just being really obnoxious, getting some extra damage on a pig and a warren there. The commander goes down again as long as the Fox stays alive. Whew. The fights for Rush are going very well, but the Fox is getting a lot of value. I like it. I'm super nervous. The Fox is getting targeted. And the Fox does go down, so I think that means Rush can just push through right now. He's got Falcon Cam. They've got Falcon Cam right here, and there's no Fox anymore, so I think backing up is a bit of a risk. You want to just go. Maybe just waiting for the... Oh, I guess there's a boar on the way. Yeah, just waiting for the boar. This boar push. They always say the second boar hits harder. Oh, I see. Okay, so Strixel saying trying to posture forward was actually just a ruse to keep them back until you get the Fox. Okay, very good, very good. If the forward positioning was actually being aggressive, then what I say stands. But if you're actually just trying to fake it, keep them back, very viable. No, I would say that was good Fox play for sure. I think it was just also very good board play. It's hard to say where the misplay was. I guess obviously losing the Fox at the end there, but Rush with a very solid boar push, and then again the second boar always hurts more.